What up, YouTube? Danny Nick is back again with another vid. I already made one video talking about how the Indiana Pacers were built and how the 2025 Pacers got to this point. Now I have to get to the Western Conference side and talk about how the 2025 Thunder came to be and how they got to this point and reaching the NBA Finals for the second time in franchise history. I gotta talk about where it started, and that is basically the SGA trade. They go from the Russ and PG era. They trade away both, and the biggest one obviously is the Paul George trade. They got a shit ton of draft picks, and Sam Presti had the foresight of getting SGA, who is a really good up and coming player or a good rookie in at the Los Angeles Clippers, which is somebody people always forget about, because I always forget too. It always feels like that he's like he was drafted by the Thunder, but he was originally an LA Clipper. SGA was, and the fact that he went from what he was back then to now being arguably the best player in the world, I wouldn't do that. I mean, maybe my bias is taking part in my analysis of that, but bro, hey man, if they win the finals, he gets finals MVP. I know that's accolade merchant kind of stuff and kind of lazy analysis, but hey man, with the type of season that Shai Gilgeous-Alexander had, he went from being a cool up and coming player and to now potentially being the best player in the world. So it starts with there. Sam Presti also getting Lu Dort and drafting him undrafted, by the way, which is a crazy find. Hiring Mark Dagnall, and then from then on going through interesting tank, because it wasn't initially a tank. Like the first year of this process, going from the Russ and PG era, was they actually made the playoffs that year, which is pretty cool to have a young player like SGA and Dort get early playoff experience. And that was with the CP3, Danilo Gallinari, and Dennis Schroeder led team. And they took the Houston Rockets, ironically, with Russ and Harden to 7 games and unfortunately lost. And after that, they had the years where they bottomed out and SGA was injured, but he showed marked improvements from the 19 or 18 points per game that he averaged in his sophomore year to averaging like 23, 24 in the 2021s and 2022 seasons. And from then on, they drafted some players, and this is where I think they missed a lot of the time. They drafted Terrence Ferguson. They drafted Darius Bailey. Poku obviously is another famous one. Theo Maladon. Whatchamacallit? I feel like I'm blanking on some other players that they drafted and that didn't get any PT. But moving on from there, they drafted in the 2022 draft is where obviously their fortunes have changed. And it's also the year that SGA took that leap from being a one of the better young guards in the league. To be fair, there was a lot of like people that were down on him because of the injury seasons between 2021 and 2022, and a lot of people had him super low when it comes to like the under 25 rankings. And then he just had a crazy 2023 season. They make the plan, they draft J-Dub, which was a good find, and they traded up to get Chet, which at the time, which was unfortunate, but it helped out in a way. Not helped out in a way. It's a shame that he missed his rookie year, but I don't know if as a result of that, they were able to draft Kaysen because of their draft positioning. They were able to draft Kaysen Wallace in the following year's draft, but in that year, J-Dub showed pretty good promise. I think he averaged like 13 or 14 his rookie year, and then Shai went from averaging like 23, 24 to like 30 points per game, and that was his first year becoming first team All-NBA. They lost in Minnesota in the play-in game. They got blitzed, but you saw the potential, and you saw that SGA became one of the better players in the league. And then in the 2024 season, they took another leap. They become the 1 seed. Chad is healthy for the vast majority of the year. They draft Kaysen. Along the way, they signed Isaiah Joe from the not from the Sixers, and they also, I want to say, they drafted Aaron Wiggins too. And from then on, that is their core of Wiggins, Joe, Wallace, SGA, Dort, J-Dub, and Chet. And then they're battling Denver and Minnesota for the 1 seed. They end up with the 1 seed. They eliminate the Pelicans, sweep them, and then they lose a tough 6-game series to the Dallas Mavericks. And the biggest issue for them was in that series was they completely lost the rebounding battle. Chet was the lone big, and they were getting dominated in the paint. Daniel Gafford and Derek Lively were just forces down there, and they kept losing the possession battle. And as a result of that, Dallas was able to move on. They make the finals, yada, yada, yada. And what does Sam Presti do with the draft, with the cap money that he has? Because Chet and J-Dub are under rookie deals. They sign Isaiah Hartenstein for a 3-year, I want to say $89 or $90 million deal, which is crazy that basically a big that does have some value as an offensive rebound. His float game is damn near automatic and is a DHO demon and can pass from the top of the key. But like 30 million for that type of player is kind of insane. And then they traded away Josh Giddey. Oh, I completely forgot about Josh Giddey, by the way. He was probably the low negative on that squad from the 2024 team, and they traded him away and they turned him into Alex Caruso. And then from then on, they were a demon defensive team, and that is how this demon squad ran away with the 1 seed this year. Damn near became a 70-win team, and now they're at the precipice of winning their first NBA Finals. And I say first because they're here for the long haul, man. I know we say this every year with every team that wins the title. Can they rattle off multiple championships? But OKC is so young, and they're so like good for the next couple years because contract wise, Chet and J-Dub, I think the year after or even this season they may be like max eligible, but like realistically speaking, they OKC can hold off on that, and they're so good that you don't mind doing that, and they have so much draft capital, and there's so many players like AJ Mitchell hasn't gotten any PT. Nikola Topic is still injured, hasn't gotten any PT. Kasem Wallace is still in his rookie deal. That so many of these players can like be plug and play, and they could be, I want to say easily replaced, but they have so much like in the tank ammo wise for like draft stuff that they're not gonna get bit by the second apron, unlike these previous teams. And the only thing that stops many dynasties from happening is injuries at this point. So shout out to Oklahoma City Thunder. Shout out Sam Presti. You are a team building demon. And yeah, man, potentially we are looking at the start of a dynasty. Comment down below your thoughts on my breakdown and as to how the 2025 Thunder came to be. Did I miss anything in my timeline? Let me know your thoughts down below. Subscribe to the channel. I greatly appreciate it. Follow me at Danny Nuggets on TikTok. And as always, have a good one, guys. Peace.